What's going on, sauce makers? My name is Mark, and welcome to SauceStache. Today, we're actually going to be testing something. We're going to be testing Tasty's Lasagna Roses. Last week, they released a video where they turned these lasagna noodles into a pretty cool looking rose dish. I guess why not lasagna? So I'm going to try to recreate it. Let's get started. We'll see if these come out. I think they might. So first thing for the sauce, this is really easy. We are going to heat up a medium-sized saucepan and add about a tablespoon of olive oil. I'm using a very light olive oil. It's just what I had handy. And then we need to chop and mince 3 cloves of garlic and about half of a white onion. Okay, so we just wanted to simmer these until it was clear. Now we're going to add about a tablespoon of fresh basil. Just going to rip off a few leaves and then mince those up pretty fine. I'm actually going to grab some of the smaller leaves. Then I'm going to add the basil. I'm going to drop a little bit of Italian seasonings. Please don't get mad at me. I'm just trying to make this kind of quick. A little bit of salt. And I usually don't like to do a whole lot of salt in the beginning until we're done. And then I'm going to add some pepper. I know the good rule of thumb is to never season until you're done, but there's just a general amount of seasoning that you know you're going to want in this sauce. So now I'm actually going to add right into the bottom about a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons of Parmesan. Give that one quick stir. And now we're going to add the whole jar of sauce here. I don't know if I'm going to need all this, but at least I'll have it. Now this is an already kind of seasoned store-bought sauce, but this stuff does come pretty basic. And then the last thing that we need to do to turn this into a good lasagna sauce is we're going to thicken it up. So we're going to add a whole can, 6 ounces of tomato paste. Okay, so far I'm pretty happy with this. We're going to let this simmer up for just a minute. Let all of the ingredients in there kind of mingle up and form a good flavor. Next up, let's mix up some ricotta cheese. So for the ricotta cheese, according to Tasty, I use a lot of parsley. I'm not a huge fan of parsley. So I'm going to use this whole, this is a 16-ounce container. Well, for Publix it's 15 ounces, but a lot of these recipes seem to call for 16 ounces of ricotta cheese. So we're going to take this ricotta mix. We're going to add some Italian seasoning, a good amount, a healthy amount of dried Italian seasonings. Now again, we need some bigger pieces for the presentation. Okay, so now we're going to mix up this ricotta mixture. I think that's a pretty looking mixture we got going on there. That's what I think. Okay, so the next step is where we're gonna actually use the noodles. So let's grease up our muffin tray. And like always, I am going to spray pretty generously. I have a feeling this one's going to need it. And the next step, what they're doing is they're taking one of the noodles, cutting it in half, filling it with the ricotta mixture, filling with cheese. It's too much cheese. And then they're just rolling the noodle up like a little mini burrito-ish thing. And then setting it down in the muffin tray. So if you haven't yet, make sure you click the subscribe button and click the little bell so that way you get notified every time I upload a new video. This whole thing seems like it's gonna be a disaster, but it just kind of works. Okay, there we go. So we got 12 of these filled up. So the next step is to fill the outside of these rings with some cheese. Walker is below me, licking up all the cheese that I've been dropping. I don't know if we have enough cheese. Now the next step in these little roses of disaster, I still think we're gonna do good. Still think we're gonna do good. So we're gonna fill the outside of these cups with the sauce. There we go. So each cup should get about 2 to 3 tablespoons of sauce. We'll throw a little bit of Parmesan cheese on the top. Not that there's already not enough cheese. Sprinkle that around to give that a nice little topping there. We'll see if these come out anything like Tasty's at all. I have no idea. Half the stuff that Tasty makes, I really just feel like you can't make it in real life, but we'll see. So now, there's one more ring that goes over the flour, and that is a half of a noodle cut in half long ways and width. They take this remaining section here and then finish the wrap around the flour. It seems like they kind of tuck it down in there. It is kind of starting to look like flowers a little bit. You know, normally I'd leave the BuzzFeed test stuff to David Seymour, but this one I couldn't really pass up. So now that we got these things all rosed up, they kind of do look like lasagna roses. We're gonna drop them in the oven that is preheated at 375 degrees for 30 minutes. So let's get that moving. Oh, look at that. That is tasty lasagna roses. I mean, I'm actually kind of shocked. I didn't think they were gonna come out. So I'm gonna plate these up just how they did. So let's get that going and then we're gonna eat them. So the one thing I did forget was I didn't leave enough sauce to actually put in the bottom of the little bowl here, but that's okay. So we are going to do some basil around the edge of the bowl to give that perception of rose petals, or not rose petals, leaves. I think this is the best way of doing it. I don't know, I hope. I'm gonna dive deep in there, set it right in the middle. Look at that, actually came out beautiful. Holy crap. Oh my God. Okay, Tasty, I don't believe you 90% of the time, but that looks amazing. I am honestly shocked about this. That is it. That is a friggin' holy crap. Look at that. I don't know what else to say about that. That's exactly what it looked like on Tasty on BuzzFeed. I mean, look at that. Look at that. How pretty is that? I mean, if you make that for a date, you're just like, baby, if I made that for a date. Well, I did make it for a date.
Yeah, that would be very impressive.
I mean, okay. I gotta give this thing a try. See if it actually tastes good. Drop that rose on the plate just like that. Ooh, no, that's nice and soft. Here it is. Come on! That is the easiest lasagna recipe you could make. And it looks like, God, roses. Oh my gosh. Okay, sauce makers. Well, that's what I got. Tasty's lasagna roses. That was just a taste test. I had no idea how these were gonna come out. They were awesome. So, if you could, please click the subscribe button and click the little bell so that way you get notified every time I upload a new video. And I would love it if you clicked the like button and left a comment down below. What should I make next? I will catch you guys later, sauce makers. Thanks for watching. Bye. I'm gonna plate these for Monica and we're gonna eat. Oh my God.